Have you ever thought, what difference can one person really make? It's a fair question. When we hear about massive global issues like climate change, widespread pollution, and mountains of waste, our own small actions can feel, well, tiny, insignificant even. But today we're going to explore what actually happens when one person starts living more sustainably. And I'll show you why those choices matter a whole lot more than you might think. Can one person truly make a difference? Let's find out. The problems we're constantly bombarded with are huge. We hear about rising global temperatures, oceans filled with plastic, and entire forests disappearing. These are issues on a planetary scale. So, when you're standing in the grocery store and you remember to bring your reusable bag, it's easy to feel a little bit silly. Does this one bag really matter in the grand scheme of things? It's a natural human reaction. Our brains are wired to see big problems and look for big solutions. Small actions, by comparison, can feel almost invisible, like a single drop of rain in a storm. But here's a crucial way to reframe that thought. Big, world-changing movements are never one single event. They are always, without exception, made up of millions and millions of small individual actions. Let's talk about the power of small actions and a concept called the compound effect. One sustainable habit on its own is unlikely to change the world overnight. I mean, bringing a reusable water bottle to work one time isn't going to solve the plastic crisis. But here's the magic. Habits compound over time. Think about it. That one reusable bottle used every day for a year replaces 365 single-use plastic bottles. Over 5 years, that's nearly 2,000 bottles you've kept out of landfills or the ocean. It's not just one action, it's one action repeated. The same goes for other habits. Eating just one plant-based meal a week adds up to 52 meat-free meals a year. That conserves a surprising amount of water and reduces your carbon footprint significantly over time. Or consider the simple act of turning off electronics when you're not using them. It might save you a few cents on your electricity bill today, but over a year that adds up to real energy savings. It's just like earning interest in a savings account. Your initial deposit might be small, but over time, with consistent contributions, it grows into something substantial. Your sustainable habits work exactly the same way. They build on each other, and their impact multiplies far beyond what you can see in a single day. Now, let's look at a factor that is even more powerful than your own personal impact: social influence. We are social creatures. We learn by watching each other, and we copy what we see. When your friends, your neighbors, or your coworkers see you adopting new habits, it does something incredibly important. It normalizes them. It makes the unfamiliar seem normal, achievable, and even desirable. Think about a time you saw this happen in your own life. Maybe someone at your office started bringing their lunch in reusable glass containers instead of getting takeout every day. At first, it might have seemed a bit strange. But then a few more people started doing it. Soon, it just became a normal part of the office culture. Or maybe one household on your street was the first to switch all their outdoor lights to energy-saving LED bulbs. Before you know it, the whole block starts to glow a little differently as others follow suit. The key point here is that you're not just changing your own behavior. You are subtly and powerfully changing the definition of what's normal for everyone around you. You become a quiet leader, a trendsetter for a better way of living without ever having to say a word. Your actions create a ripple effect that spreads far beyond your own home. Beyond influencing your social circle, every single purchase you make is a vote. It's a signal you send to the entire market. When you choose to buy reusable products over disposable ones, or you support ethical brands that are transparent about their practices, or you opt for refill systems instead of buying new packaging every time you are casting a vote with your wallet, you are sending a clear, undeniable message to companies big and small. This is what customers want. More of this, please. And believe me, businesses listen to those signals. They have to in order to survive. A perfect example of this is the explosion in demand for oat milk and other plant-based foods. A decade ago, these were niche products, hard to find and often expensive. But then millions of individuals, one by one, started choosing them. They voted with their wallets at the grocery store day after day. In response, companies rushed to meet that demand. Now you can find a huge variety of plant-based options in almost every coffee shop and supermarket. That massive industry shift didn't happen because of a government mandate. It happened because millions of people's small individual choices created a powerful economic wave. Your spending habits matter. They direct the flow of money and innovation, shaping the products that will be available tomorrow. Now, it's really important to have a balanced perspective here. Let's be honest about what one person can't do. Your individual actions alone are not going to replace the need for strong environmental policies, major industry-wide changes, or systemic solutions to deeply ingrained problems. And that's okay. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, but what individual action does do is crucial. It builds the grassroots pressure that forces politicians and CEOs to pay attention. It shifts markets, as we just discussed, creating demand for better alternatives. And it creates the widespread cultural change that makes big, systemic shifts possible in the first place. Think of it like a bridge. On one side, you have personal choices. On the other, you have collective, systemic action. Real, lasting progress happens right in the middle, where those two things meet and support each other. Your part is essential to building that bridge. So, how do you start without feeling overwhelmed or burning out? The key is to remember that you don't need to be perfectly sustainable overnight. In fact, trying to be perfect is often the fastest way to give up. The goal is progress, not perfection. Start with one simple swap at a time. Maybe this week you switch from paper towels to reusable cloths. That's it. Once that feels like a normal habit, pick something else. Focus on habits that have a high impact, like reducing food waste or changing how you commute, if possible. And remember the green hierarchy. Reuse what you already have before you even think about buying something new and eco-friendly. And most importantly, give yourself grace. Learn as you go. You'll make mistakes, you'll forget your reusable bags sometimes, and that's completely fine. Every small step forward is a win. In the end, one person can't fix everything. That's true. But one person can start one habit. And when millions of people start with that one habit, they can change a whole lot. You are a part of that change. If you're looking for simple tools, resources, and ideas for your own eco-friendly journey, I've put some of my favorites in the pinned comment below. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might be wondering if their actions truly matter. I'll see you in the next one.